you go to a small town in France on a Saturday morning, the most marvelous thing about almost every little town in France is there's a Saturday morning market. And it's not just a place where people buy and sell things. It's a place where people get together. It's the heart and soul of community. And community is the third element. We have markets and businesses, we have governments and controls, and we have community. And community, I call it the plural sector. We got the public sector, we got the private sector, we got the plural sector. Communities are the heart and soul of the plural sector. And communities, it seems to me, are key for rebalancing society. Because if we only have left and right, then we keep going back and forth between governments and markets, and we keep swinging. Enough of left and right, enough of public-private, communism, capitalism, Marx, Smith, democracy of the proletariat, free enterprise, nationalization, privatization, occupations on the left, tea parties on the right. Think about it. We just go back and forth. We never resolve these things. If we start to see society not as a line between left and right, but as a circle between public sector, which is political, private sector, which is economic, and plural sector of communities, which is social, you start to have a basis for balancing. We're all part of the plural sector. We might work in the private sector, we might vote in the public sector, but we all live significantly in the plural sector. And yet it's invisible. It's not part of the debate. It's like it doesn't exist. People don't talk about it. It's left, right, business, government, and people don't even think about it, and yet our lives are all wrapped up in it. If you think about social change, if you think about major change in society, and you start asking yourself, well, how did it happen? How did major social change come about? Start with Quebec. Start with Quebec. In 1960, Quebec started to undergo what's called the Quiet Revolution. And it was remarkable, absolutely remarkable. The people I know of that era typically have 1 or 2 children. Their parents all had 8 or 10 children. And there was a kind of social movement implicitly, because there was no leader. People just said, we've had it with the Catholic Church, we've had it with the kind of domination we've had, and we're not going to live that way anymore. So people do get together collectively and change. The Americans had a Tea Party. I don't mean now, I mean in 1776. The Americans had a Tea Party. The French stormed the Bastille in 1789. People do get together and change, and somehow, and they started in the plural sector. George Washington didn't start the American Revolution. Robespierre didn't start the French Revolution. It started with people who were fed up.